Hey guys, it's Lou. Back today for a quick video contest entry for Steve, whose channel is Psych in the Valleys. Steve's doing his 200 subs contest. Congratulations, Steve, on the 200 subs, although I think you're a little over 250 now. So quick video, just going to show 5 albums. Steve wanted us to show 5 album covers that have some sort of geographical photo or location in the cover art. So first couple that I'm going to show are a couple of recent pickups. The first one, it's an album just came out today and arrived in the mail today. Steve Malkmus and the Jicks. Steve Malkmus, for those who don't know, was the former lead singer of the 90s alternative band Pavement, who reunited, I think it was back in about 2010 they reunited, and I was a big Pavement fan. They had 5 albums in the initial run. Then the band broke up. Steve went solo, and I've got all his solo albums, mainly on CD, but the last few on vinyl. So this was just released today. It's called Sparkle Hard. I'm actually just playing it now for the first time, and the cover you can see there has got a couple of guys on a boat out in the middle of some sort of body of water, lake, ocean, that sort of thing, and a bunch of boats there in the background. So this is called Sparkle Hard. Sparkle Hard. Still getting used to the name of the album and the cover. Another recent acquisition. I've been showing some Hawkwind albums lately, trying to complete my Hawkwind collection, especially of that early to mid 70s period with Lemmy. And I picked up this album here, which is, I believe, from 1974. Warrior on the Edge of Time. So Lemmy was still in the group, and the cover art there showing some kind of cliff, mountain type setting. Not quite sure what that is. Very good Hawkwind album. I believe that was the last one actually with Lemmy. I could be mistaken, but I believe it was the last one. And recently I have been rearranging my jazz collection because I wanted to have all my jazz albums all together, and I'm one of those guys that keeps, like most of you, all their albums in alphabetical order, but I decided to separate all my jazz albums, and in doing that I picked out a favorite of mine that I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with. It's, of course, Miles Davis' Bitches Brew, the fusion classic. So this is a virtual who's who of jazz all-stars on here. So accompanying Miles, we have people like John McLaughlin from Mahavishnu Orchestra, although I don't think Mahavishnu Orchestra had been started yet. John McLaughlin, Jack DeJohnette, famous drummer. We had Chick Corea on there from Return to Forever, Dave Holland on bass, just to name a few. This is a fantastic, essential jazz album, especially if you're into the fusion. And I've also been listening to a lot of Yes lately, and obviously one of the best Yes albums and one of my favorites is their album Fragile. So this was the second of their very famous trilogy that began with their 3rd album overall, which was the Yes album. Was then followed by this one, Fragile, and then the 3rd of the trilogy, I suppose, Close to the Edge. Bill Bruford, one of my favorite drummers, still in the band at this point. Some of the big songs off of here, Roundabout, Long Distance Runaround, just a fantastic album. And I guess that's sort of I don't know if it's a caricature or drawing of the world there. Very famous Yes cover. And finally, the last album I'm going to show was a 10-inch former Record Store Day release, I think 2 or 3 years ago. You guys have seen me show Les Claypool and Primus before. This is the project for Les Claypool and Sean Lennon called the Claypool-Lennon Delirium. And this was the 10-inch they released. They had released a full-length album prior to this and then released this for one of the record store days. It was a 4-song EP, 4 cover songs, which included Astronomy Domain from Pink Floyd, The Who's Boris the Spider, which is a John Entwistle track from The Who's second album, A Quick One. The Court of the Crimson King, of course, most of you know that, and Satori, which is from, what's the name of that band? The Flower Traveling Band, I believe is the name of the band. So, yeah, and I guess this is a picture of space and the world, and so that's the 5th one. So congratulations again, Steve, and see you guys next time.